up, everybody? We're on tour here on the road, playing in Phoenix today. On stage, we just finished sound check. I'm Lonnie with Black Veil Brides, as usual. And we got Kai here, gonna help us today. Dark Divine is the support band, direct support today, and Kai is the backline tech on tour.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kai is gonna walk us through Dark Divine's rig, who I'm a big fan of. I've caught the set multiple times on tour. You guys are crushing it. Check out Dark Divine. And yeah, let's see what kind of gear they're using out on the road. We're going to go through guitars and I don't know.
Everything.
I guess.
Yeah.
whatever you guys are using, we're going to see
Gotcha.
it. So,
sounds good.
Yeah, where do you want to start?
We can start with guitars.
Right.
So, our band, we have one guitarist, we have one bassist, as per usual. We got Robbie and Corey's axes here. Robbie endorses Balaguer Guitars. They're a custom-built company based in Pennsylvania. They're kind of similar to a few like other brands that do like the full custom thing where you put in an order, you spec it out. Every single little thing about this guitar was like hand-picked, from the wood to the finish to everything else. Nice. So this is their model called the Espada. It's kind of like their take on a double cut / like Jazzmaster Fusion. Has the Evertune in here, and it's a 27-inch baritone. Both of these guitars are in drop A. They both have Ernie Ball Mammoth Slinkies, which is the set that he uses and endorses with Ernie Ball. Shout out Ernie Ball. The reason why we do the baritone scale is because it holds lower tunings a little bit better, so we don't have to compensate with string gauge. Say if you did like a normal 25.5, we'd have to do like a 70 or something.
Yeah.
But the Evertune does a lot of heavy lifting, and in this guitar, it's just a single bare knuckle impulse.
I like that. Just the one pickup, one knob. That's
one
volume,
pickup, one knob. Yeah, exactly.
Sweet. Classic.
The cool part about this pickup is it's Josh Smith from Northlane's signature, and what we do is we keep both of the guitars in A, and we use the quad cortex to transpose down to F, which is
drop F.
Yeah, very low territory.
Wow.
Before this tour, this guitar lived in A, and the other guitar, which I'll show you in a minute, actually lived in F. And we used to just have two guitars with two backups. But to just consolidate, I asked him, I was just like, do you want to just keep both of them in A? That way you only have to bring two guitars, because the quad just,
So you got the whole set in drop A, but then for certain transposition songs, you do it on the quad?
Yeah, so the guitars stay in drop A the whole time. About half the... 3 songs in the set are in F typically. Sometimes when we play the Reaper, that one's also in F.
Okay.
It's a little bit of half and half.
Nice.
But yeah, this is I believe, alder body with an ash top. It's kind of like an open pore sort of thing where you could see the wood grain.
Yeah, like swamp ash or something?
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that's what our guy Jake Pitts has, swamp ash as well.
It's really sick. And then just like white binding over the whole thing.
I like the open pore look.
Yeah, it feels a lot cooler. The archetype that he has, which is kind of like their... Yeah, this Enki is falling apart. This is kind of like their take on like an offset Strat. But this has the open for ash body, so the whole guitar is just sandblasted.
And so I know I've seen you guys on previous tours, and you had like light up frets.
Yes.
Is that not happening anymore?
Both of these do have it. Actually, I can show you really fast. Let me grab.
Let's light those up if we can.
So both of Robbie's guitars, which you can also customize with Balaguer if you'd like. It's not just like an artist thing. But we have it so when you pull up on the volume knob, it's purple LEDs on both of them.
I've been so jealous of this. Like, I play PRS, and I've been wanting the light up birds.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about hitting up PRS to do this.
To do something like this.
We all know the secret to good tone is in the light.
Yes, exactly. So. Without that, it's like, what are you doing? But yeah, no, it just became like a signature thing, and now it's like we need them, which kind of sucks because when you're building one of these, it's like a $300 upcharge to get that put in.
Is that it? Man,
yeah.
I would pay that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Once you go lights, like you can't go back.
Exactly. So this guitar, some of the key differences is it's actually a 28.5-inch scale baritone, which means it's actually kind of like hitting the bass 6 category. In terms of how like long the neck is, and that's because this guitar was tuned lower originally. But honestly, in A, it still holds perfectly fine, and it's still you can still do bends and everything like that. That is a myth. If you think Evertunes can't do bends, you're wrong. Just set it up correctly. Main other differences is this has a Wenge neck, so it's a little bit more stable, not as sensitive to elements. It's kind of glossed over now. I kind of want to sand it down and give it more of that like open wood finish.
Yeah.
And then the pickup in here is a Balaguer proprietary pickup. It's their, I believe it's a Feral, if I'm not mistaken, which is kind of like it's like a high output Alnico 5 type.
Okay.
Like I think it's like a 14, 15K. But that's it with Robbie's guitars.
Let me feel the. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. For me, like if a neck is too glossy, like
I can't.
my hand kind of sticks.
I'm surprised he's
bit,
been able to get it through this long. I've been waiting. I was like, do you want to like hit a Lowe's, get some like sandpaper? He's like, no, it's okay.
Yeah. Especially if it's like a metal show and you're headbanging and everyone's getting all sweaty.
Exactly.
For me, I prefer like a satin neck
Same.
or like a open pore kind of thing.
Yeah, it just
but
makes everything so much better. But
I don't know. Little details.
Yeah.
Not that it really matters.
the
but-
semantics, you know. And they're both 24 fret. Yeah, just machines, one pickup, one knob. That's all we need.
Yeah. Simple.
yeah.
Simple and effective.
Exactly.
And the frets light up, so
Yeah.
It's amazing how heavy they are with how light the guitars get.
Exactly. On to Corey's basses. We have some Cort. These are B5 Elements. These are a really, really cool company if you've never heard of Cort. So they're actually, it's a house brand to the factory that does Schecter, ESP.
Yeah.
And without having to spend like the extra cost on like different brand names, you get a really, really excellent high spec'd out bass for a very affordable price. I think these retail at only like $800, and they have
Nice.
insane woods like a 5-piece Wenge roasted maple.
yeah, I'm familiar with Cort. I had a
yeah.
buddy growing up who used to play one, and I don't know. Yeah, they're good. Good price.
They're really sick.
I like that shape too.
Yeah, it's like a cool like offset double cut. And these have Bartolini, I think it's MK1 pickups. So these actually let you switch from active to passive, and we
Yeah.
pretty much keep it on passive the whole time because when the bass is already in drop A and we're going as low as drop F, you need it to be as tight as possible. It's just going to be flub city.
Yeah, I was talking to Corey earlier, who cut my hair actually.
Yeah.
Yesterday. Corey does haircuts
Yes.
too, and he was saying kind of the same thing. Like he's comes from a guitarist background, and he said he feels a little more comfortable doing passive pickups because it's got a little more of a fine touch to it, a little closer to what a guitar might feel like.
Exactly.
But man, that drop F thing has really got me shaken up.
I mean, before this, he used to actually set up the basses for F, and it was like he had something crazy. I can't remember what company did it, but it was like a 210 thickness bass string.
Oh man,
It was ridiculous.
I use 135.
Yeah, that's what
personally
we have
so-
on here.
Nice.
Yeah, it's Power Slinkies. Shout out to Nicole again.
210. That'd be like that thick.
Yeah.
Like a string. Like
The taper was super interesting because it was like super thin and then gigantic like immediately.
oh yeah.
But he's got this one, and
Cool.
then the other one's kind of just been like a true backup because honestly, it just doesn't look as cool. But it's the same thing with just a maple top instead.
Yeah, the brown isn't all that metal.
Yeah,
you know?
but we have a really cool idea. We're going to probably, after this tour, we're actually going to go to like Home Depot,
Yeah.
and we're going to stain this purple, like a
Okay.
dark purple, and then have that be like his main for the next tour, which will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, if I could interject. So I had a brown bass on tour once, and it was my last resort bass. Like, I would never use it unless if all my other basses broke on
Yeah.
stage. We called it the oh shit bass because it's like the color of shit. And
Oh, okay.
we would only ever use it if it was like an oh shit situation where everything else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yep. But that's the true backup.
Cool.
And then when it comes to their rigs, Corey's using a Kemper Profiler that's not facing the same way, but if you're familiar with Kemper, you know what they'd be. This is actually going to be our last tour with it because with Quad Cortex, we can get both Robbie and Corey on one unit. So we're probably going to end up doing that after this tour. But Robbie is using the Quad Cortex. We absolutely love this thing. It can handle everything we throw at it. The amp that he's using pretty much for the whole set is a 5153 EL34 edition.
Nice.
And we just have different EQs for A and F because the lower you tune, you actually want to lay off the gain a little bit or else it just gets super muddy.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But that's it. Like when it comes to their rigs, like it's just Kemper, quad, and then 2 guitars, and then that's it.
Just right in. And then
Yep.
is that expression
Yeah,
pedal?
so he
or-
uses that. Before the next tour, we're actually going to do, we have so many plans already. We're actually going to MIDI everything with patches, just so he doesn't have to do like tap dancing every single time he plays. Like it's fun, but it's not practical. He'd rather
Yeah.
be, you know, kicking around doing whatever.
Yeah, and
but
again, like especially in metal too, when you're
Yeah.
like running around. Like it's one thing if
Exactly.
you're doing a pop gig where you're kind of stationary
Yeah.
in one spot, you don't mind hitting the pedals. But if you're like running around and headbanging and I don't know, getting a circle pit going, you don't want to
Yeah.
have to worry about that stuff. And I know you were showing me like a few days ago this quad thing because I'm a Kemper guy.
yes.
And I've never really experimented with a quad, but
So, like, with
maybe you
how-
want to show us a bit. Like
Yeah.
you were saying, like these turn and
Yeah,
stuff.
so let me just show you how easy it is. This is his whole chain, right? So right here we have the amp. We have all the parameters for the amp, and you can go in here, change them here, or you can just do it like a touch screen. It's
Yeah,
nuts.
that touch screen is so cool.
So we literally just, the whole chain is a speaker cab. Let me get back out of here. There we go. And then an EQ, the amp, and then we just have a noise suppressor, and that's literally it.
Yeah.
Like there's no tube screamer, no anything else. And then the mission expression he does for like dive bombs and wah parts and songs, and everything else is pretty
Nice. The
self-explanatory.
thing with these modelers, they look so confusing until you get to know it.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you learn what it is, it kind of makes sense.
And this is definitely the most like user-friendly one, but we've loved the neural stuff. We can't wait to get another one and nerd out with it a little bit more.
Yeah, I know your guys' front of house guy, Kevin, was like saying I should switch to this. So might have to look into that.
Well, the rest of the rack is pretty self-explanatory. We just have some Shure wirelesses, and we're using an X32 for the mix. Pretty industry standard stuff, nothing crazy. Some power conditioners, and that's kind of it. This is just an S32 that we have for the drum snake. Everything is just kind of as streamlined as possible, compact as possible, and we're going to get it even more because after next tour, the quads will just live in drawers. We won't even have them out, and then
Nice.
that'll be it. But yeah, that's the rig.
All right.
Appreciate you taking time and doing this. I love nerding out about gear, so it's always fun.
Hey, me too. Yeah, thanks for showing us. You guys sound great.
Thank you.
It's
Appreciate
nice
it.
to see what goes into it.
Yes, exactly.
Sweet. All right. Well,
All right.
thanks, Kai.
Thank you. Appreciate it.